Alright everybody, so if you missed it, there's a huge Q&A today that Gray hosted and the DBOG devs hosted to basically it's weird. Basically to talk about the update, the path update coming, answer a lot of people's questions, clarify some things, and give a lot of new information. So I want to go ahead and go ahead. I'm gonna just talk about the initial notes that they had, some stuff, some of their future plans, some of the questions people asked and the answers that they got, just stuff like that, right? That's all I'm gonna really go over. Oops, Heaven Savior is done. Okay, that's all I'm really gonna go over. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the update is there. By the way, there is just a ton of there is so much there's a ton of stuff that they leaked, that they explained, just a bunch of random stuff, huge things, like a passive, Super Saiyan 4's path passive got shown, TUFFLIZATION got confirmed, just stuff like that. So I'm just gonna go in order of my notes. So the initial notes I took where that they said that the update is huge. It is massive. It is enormous. This is bigger than the Buu Saga, and it's the biggest update they've ever dropped. Which is one reason it's taking so long. The update is, by their words, 75% to 80% done. Now, the thing is with that is it's like, I thought you guys were 70% done when Daima dropped, but it's because they keep adding things to do. Like, they keep adding stuff to add to the game. Like, they keep making the update bigger and bigger and bigger, and it got to the point where they actually, something that was advertised for this update actually isn't going to make it into this update, which I'll talk about later, but which is a little disappointing. But it's just it's crazy like how much is actually coming in this update. So I don't think it's gonna get delayed, but I wouldn't be like super duper surprised if it did, but at the same time I would be really disappointed if it did. So I don't think they're gonna delay it, and I think they're just gonna work really hard to get it done. It seems like they're pretty organized right now about it, and things are moving along very well. So yeah, a bunch of crazy new features are being added, like things that the word that Gray described was things that you'd never expect to be in DBOG are gonna be in it, basically. Which is, I think that's a good thing, right? Like that's really fun. So I'm really hoping that everyone likes it. I'm hoping they add a bunch of just really cool stuff for everyone. So they have a new sort of team working on the game a little bit. They've hired some people, it seems like a bunch of people that are in charge of a bunch of different things, like sound design. They really spoke highly of the new sound design people. Artists making art for the game and stuff like that, and they really want to make all the forms, the animations feel amazing, look amazing, stuff like that. So that's sort of the goal there. So that's good. People with multiple slots are going to have just an insane amount of content to do. So me, basically. I'm going to be playing this game 24/7. It's going to be crazy. Just so much content. And that's, for me, that's good because it's a lot of videos. That's why I stream so much, playing different, slots and such, trying to level up different slots, because I know this is going to have so much content for every race. Path passives are going to be obscenely broken on purpose, so they're just going to be extremely overpowered, and the devs want them to be extremely overpowered, and they're going to worry about balancing it later, which is something that they spoke about. They're trying to buff the older moves and make a lot of moves better. So, you know how Kamehameha is terrible, and Kaioken Kamehameha is even worse, and Gallic Gun is bad, but Earth Splitting Gallic Gun is worse, and Energy Wave is actually better than Kamehameha, stuff like that. Yeah, they have a balanced team working to fix that, which is a good thing. And they're gonna have a notepad of it, of a Google Doc or something, of every move, the base damage of every move, and stuff like that. So that's very exciting for me personally. And I'll be able to update my best moves to use in every saga, video series, which is a good thing, right? They have a balance team to give weekly balancing updates in the future, which is a good thing. There's going to be one more teaser coming to the TikTok. If we can get the TikTok to 5K, we get it this Friday. If not, that teaser will drop on the 19th. And it's actually unknown if that is that quote-unquote one final teaser before the trailer drops. Let me see what the TikTok is at right now. They're actually only at 1,200, so I doubt it's going to get the 5K. I really do. But if you guys have TikTok, go ahead and go to the Dragon Generations TikTok page and follow it, you know. But I doubt we're going to get it to 5K before Friday, so it'll probably drop the 19th. When the trailer drops, which is showing 2 paths, a shutdown will happen for maintenance, and it will be the biggest trailer yet. So again, I don't think he's talking about the teaser trailer that's dropping on the TikTok on the 19th. I think he's talking about, like, a shutdown trailer. Like, there will be a actual paths update trailer, which will showcase a little bit of everything, right? The teaser trailer we're getting is going to show 2 paths, basically. 2 path forms. And then this, like, entire big trailer is going to announce a shutdown for a maintenance, and basically, when that maintenance is done, the game will be back, and the update will be out, right? The path passives, they're trying to be really in-depth to allow them to counter Sling in PvP, and not really counter Sling, but encourage other playstyles other than Sling, because Sling is, like, the most dominant playstyle that there is. And it kind of counters everything. So they really are trying to make path passives encourage players that don't Sling or aren't good at Sling to be able to PvP. Namekian assimilation is coming. that was something crazy that was confirmed. Like Namekian fusion, basically, how Piccolo absorbed Nail and later Kami. And how the Universe 6 Namekians were able to absorb their entire race. Basically, you're going to be able to absorb other Namekians, but you can absorb more than one. They didn't say if there was a limit or not. I sure hope there is a limit. And it's going to be kind of like Fusion, where any Namekian you absorb is just going to kind of watch on. And it's going to be, like, insanely strong. I think they might have mentioned it being stronger than Absorption as well anyway. But, like, it's going to be crazy. Like, that is insane. Being able to stack that, absorb multiple Namekians. Now, that's the only nerf, is it has to be another Namekian that you fuse with, which is, like, hilarious as a nerf, because it's such an uncommon race. But, I mean, like, I think after the pass update, a lot of people are going to have a reason to make a Namekian, right? Which is, that's exciting to me, right? I do like that. They're, trying to push that, at least, right? So, that's about that for general stuff. There is a lot more information, though, coming. Or for initial notes, I should say, not really general stuff. I have a bunch of general stuff coming, like, just random information. But first, I wanted to clarify something about the leaks. So there's been leaks going on, and then videos of, like, Ultra Ego and Beast going around. All the leaks, like, from the YouTubers dropping them and stuff like that, the testers, they're really, really old to the point where it literally doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that people, like, leaked that, right? Like, it just straight up, it doesn't matter. That's how old those are. It's not gonna look like that. They all look like shit. Like, none of that is gonna be actually in the game. It's gonna be looking way better, right? And then, same with any devs that you're seeing using forms, like that quote-unquote beast form. That's Gray's dev spec, which means, like, he cooked that up in a couple minutes just to have a cool looking form for himself. That's what a dev spec is, basically. Like, without getting into it. It's just a form for devs to use, like, for testing or whatnot. And it's not what Beast is going to look like. In Gray's own words, it looks mid as hell. And when Beast actually comes out, Beast will look so much better. Same with the Ultra Ego thing. Super Saiyan Rose was one. Chang uses a Beerus dev spec. Like, none of that's, like, what you see isn't actually what it's going to look like. Like, it's going to be way better than that. So someone asked, what's after paths? Sorry. A lot of people asked that. So pretty much, in the future, they plan on having it more organized, so just updates in general. They plan on making those updates just a lot more organized, and I'll go over kind of like how they plan on doing that. It involves having like new teams and whatnot. So in the future, hopefully it'll all be more organized and we get the updates faster. I know we've said that probably a couple times now, and it's getting to the point where I'm starting to laugh a little bit when they say that, because they've said it like every update since the game came back last year, like basically a year ago. So, we'll see, man. But you know, we'll see. The path update is the last major huge update like this, like enormously sized like update for like a long time. They said a bunch of the other updates coming are going to be smaller versions of this, basically. Like a big update in the future is going to be a smaller version of the path update, pretty much, right? That's their plan. After pass, there's going to be multiple teams. One, which will add more weekly/bi-weekly updates. So this means that there's a team dedicated to adding updates like every week, every 2 weeks, which is just going to be like new fights, little things, stuff like that. There will be devs responsible for monthly updates, which is going to basically be fixes and overhauls. So, and then there's also going to be like updates to try to make the game less laggy, right? So those people will be doing that every monthly, right? Like cleanups, right? Cleanups, bug fixes, stuff like that. That's what the monthly team is for. Then there will be another team that is working on the new stage of the pass update, including the forums, the saga content, and you know, stuff like that, like path forms, just new quests, new stories, stuff like that. And those are like, you know, big updates which are released every 3 to 6 months, right? So that's that. I'm gonna ask this guy if he can hit me. Real quick. So, continuing on, the next thing is general questions. So someone asked, these are basically questions that people in the Q&A asked, and I have the answers for all of them. Someone asked, will the new path passive stack? The answer is yes, you'll have 2 passive abilities basically from there. What is the new Dragon Ball set like? Someone asked, and the answer was the corrupted Dragon Balls from the Shadow Dragon saga. So those are basically the like the blue Dragon Balls that spawn that blue Shenron that's like that has like a cigar and everything, and like, and you know what I'm saying? It's from GT, right? That is the new Dragon Ball set. Once the pass update is done and latency/balance updates come out, what sagas are we getting? And then the answer was there's no particular order for after Daima, so they're kind of adding whatever they want, right? It'll be a mix of Super, GT, maybe Heroes, Xenoverse stuff. Like, they'll do basically whatever they want whenever they want. Whatever feels right with the content coming out, right? So, for example, Path Update 1 is adding Super Saiyan God, so you can assume we're going to get a Beerus raid. And then Path Update 2 is going to be Super Saiyan Blue, so you can assume we're gonna get like a Golden Frieza content, right? Stuff like that, and then maybe even beyond all the way to the Fusamasu arc, right? Who knows? Maybe beyond that, right? Maybe Tournament Power, just whatever Super Saiyan Blue like is predominantly like a major part in. Like, I would assume towards the Fusamasu arc, because after that, Ultra Instinct is like the new thing. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why I'm calling it the Fusamasu arc. Yeah, I just have Fusamasu in my head because of the path form, right? Are Namekians getting buffed? is a question someone asked. And yeah, the assimilation makes them overpowered. Apparently their path abilities make them overpowered. They're gonna be extremely good. Will every race get a path? So Bojack, Kanasan, and Yardrat aren't getting paths. Bojack might get one eventually, but for now they'll use general paths. Kanasan and Yardrat are probably never getting paths. So if you're confused, a general path is a path that every race can use. And pretty much, if you used a general path as a Saiyan, you cannot use Super Saiyan 4. You cannot use Super Saiyan God. You cannot use Legendary. It counts as a legitimate path. It just so happens that every race can do it. So a general path it's still a very real path, but it's one that races that aren't getting a specific path will be able to use, right? So for Kanasans, Bojacks, and Yardrats, those are the ones that you guys will have to go for. I say you guys as if there's anybody here in the chat that is one of those 3 races. Like, there's maybe one guy watching that's like a Yardrat or something, right? So someone asked after that, what will be next in the Primal path after Super Saiyan 4? The reason this guy asked that is because, like, it's very clear, like, there's a couple different avenues they could go through. And the devs basically said, we have chosen forms that we think everyone will be happy with. Which is, obviously good news. The devs think everyone's gonna be happy. But it leaves a lot to think about. Like, how, like, what exactly do they mean by that? Like, we can just assume that the forms that are being included are gonna be, like, really interesting. And I don't know. There's not really much to dig through that. It's just that they know that everyone's gonna be happy with what they chose. So, I don't know. I mean, unless you're the type of guy who wants Super Saiyan... You want it to be Super Saiyan 4, Super Saiyan 5, and Super Saiyan 6. Like, maybe you won't be happy, man. I don't... Like, I don't assume that is coming. But, like, I genuinely don't know. I don't know what path 2 and 3 are for the Primal race, so, like, I couldn't really tell you, but it's, like, according to them, everyone's gonna be happy, so I don't know what that means, but I trust them, right? Do you plan on adding free content, free spaces, such as no PvP zones? And the dev said that they considered it, especially with clans. They considered adding, like, clan areas where you can just chill with your clanmates, but that's about it. Will there be a way to change your path? So this is something I asked. They do not plan... Or no, this isn't something I asked, but I asked, like, a follow-up question. Which I'll answer both of those. So they do not plan on adding a way to switch your path immediately. So, like, there will be no way at all, apparently, at the start. They kind of, like... They didn't really answer this, like, too well. Like, I feel like there was a lot of, like, ways we could have taken it. So either there's not going to be a way to do it at all, or later on there's going to be a free fun way to do it, where you could just go back and do it, like, way later on. Or they meant, like, I don't even know. Like, I'm confusing myself. But basically, you're not intended to be able to switch your path, is basically, like, the moral of the story. And then I asked, like, what about races that are, whatchamacallit, like, not getting a path right away, like Bojack? Or, like, if a new path gets added. Because, like, I remember they said hybrid Saiyans weren't getting Super Saiyan 4 immediately. So, are hybrids just SOL? Like, you just don't get your form that you want, because you don't get to pick a path, like, right when the update comes out. And they basically said that that is an exception. When a scenario like that happens, they will be able to, like, change which race, or which race path they have, right? So that's a good thing. Let's see, where was I? Will the trailer show only one path for every race or multiple? That's what someone asked. So the main trailer will show a little bit of everything, including new forms we haven't seen yet, but you won't see every form. So that is they want to keep some surprises, basically. I also asked, by the way, I asked hidden and bugged content, like moves that never came out because they were bugged and then just got removed, like that lightning cannon, I think it was, it was the ultimate attack from Daima. Like, it just doesn't work. It just got removed. I think it was called lightning cannon, I can't remember though. But basically, they said that they do actually plan on adding that eventually, right? Like, bugged content, hidden content, stuff like that. Are bio androids getting absorption? And the devs basically answered they aren't planned to. So the bio android absorption thing was, I guess, just trolling or something. But we did get TUFFLIZATION out of it, so that's a good thing. When are we getting more female hairs? Someone actually asked us. And they don't know, and they aren't planning on it right now because they're putting more time into their forms. because the guy who makes the hairs also makes the forms, and apparently hairs are like a big issue with the game's data or something. Like I don't know, because you gotta make like a hair for every form and whatnot. It's a lot of mumbo jumbo. We don't need to get into it, but unfortunate that, you know, not really putting in the effort for female hairs. Maybe they can just remove some of the shitty ones. How about that? How about we remove the crappy ones and replace them with good ones? How about that? That would be better than just nothing, right? That would be better than nothing. I wouldn't prefer that. I would prefer to just get more options, but, you know, whatever. Where was I? There are no plans for mobile support, obviously. There will be no new map, and that's unfortunate, by the way. That obviously was just like a duh, like, we've known this, unfortunately. But, like, in a vacuum right now, do I wish the game had mobile support? Yes, I do. I wish the game had mobile support. The game would get so many more players. I would get so many more viewers. Like, it's a win for everybody. So many more people get to play the game. Like, literally everybody gets a win. It's just unfortunate that, like, it's just not gonna happen. There would be no new map. However, more expansions are coming to the maps that we already have, so we already kind of knew that. And then a new Namek map is coming out, because the current Namek map sucks. And this is the third Namek map that they're making, but hopefully this one is just really, really good. The clan content manager is coming back soon. I don't know what that means. I guess it's a guy with that role of clan manager or whatever. So hopefully clan content is actually coming. TUFFLIZATION is confirmed. Oh my god. We don't know much about it at all. We can kind of assume it's like margin absorption in a way. That's kind of all Gray said. It was similar to absorption. So that's all we know. But that is just enormous W. And I did ask, is TUFFLIZATION the path? And they confirmed it was the path. So it's not like TUFFLIZATION and their path. It's no. You can choose the path of being able to tuffleize people, or be a parasite, basically. Which is crazy if you think about it, but that's just how it is. If you fail a path quest, there are like some punishments where you might have to restart doing the quest. You could even be put on cooldown for it, which sucks. I really hope I don't fail one of the, like, hype path quests and I get put on a cooldown. Like, that would be horrible for content. But who knows, man? Maybe maybe I'm gonna fail the Super Saiyan 4 minigame and won't be able to do it. Like, they did say not every quest will have cooldowns, but, like, you will have to succeed in the, what's it called? The, quest, right? like, you can fail it, possibly, right? Is NPC AI getting a rework? They said at the moment, no. It is the hardest thing in the game for them to change. However, they did manage to add a cooldown to the NPCs, just how we have cooldowns. So they will be spamming a lot less, hopefully. And I guess that will drop with the path update, but who knows when that will come. Someone asked about a Halloween raid, which is like Dragon Generation's like staple thing is the Halloween raid, pretty much. Like it's a really popular thing that they got going on. No. It's not planned yet. However, they're planning on something new, possibly instead of what they did last year. I don't know why I said no like that. It's not planned yet. They haven't planned it yet, but they're planning on doing something different than they did last year, which I liked last year's, you know, like, the RNG sucks, but, like, hopefully something better would be cool. Like, the raid idea is cool, just hopefully they, instead of that, it's like, you get points based on damage, you get more points, more damage you do, and then, like, you can turn the points in for the items, right? That would be the best case scenario, in my opinion. Path forms will have form mastery and perfection, just like normal forms. This is the kicker. Limit breaking, which was advertised to be in this update, is getting pushed up. It is not going to come out with the update. However, as soon as the path update drops, the next priority for the dev team is limit breaking. They want to get limit breaking done. So that is very interesting. Kind of sucks, but you know, whatever. The reason they're pushing it back is they want to come up with more exciting ideas to make limit breaking a fun feature, which I think is a good reason, because nobody likes perfecting at all. Like, perfecting kind of is dookie. Like, I'm one of the people where I'm like, I like the idea of perfecting. I think they handled it really bad. And even to this day, I still think it's handled, like, kind of poorly. I think, in hindsight, you absolutely should be able to get perfection status on your form while mastering it. Because the thing that sucks the most is someone who's played through the game probably more than 99.9999999 at infinitum % of people, is that when you get a new form and, like, that stamina drain is on your form basically forever. Like, that, like, stamina consumption nerf is, like, basically just a part of your form until you completely master it, which is, like, that takes forever. Like, it's better now, like, especially for the earlier level forms, but in my experience as someone who plays through the game really quickly, I kind of, like, outgrow my form before I even get the chance to master it, which I think is a good thing that you progress through the game quickly, but it just, I don't know, it feels like there's something missing, and so I don't want limit breaking to come out and feel like there's something missing. So it's a good thing that they kind of want to, you know, halt it, right? And make sure it's really good. So the next question was, are paths getting special moves? The shorter answer is yes. The long answer is, which is way more interesting, you're not just getting path passives. Most, if not all, of the path forms are getting a quote-unquote technique, which, if you guys can see, is my power-up slot. That is being changed to the technique slot, or the active slot, basically, which is used to be a power, which, like I said, used to be a power-up. They're getting changed to techniques. So it's either going to be a move, slash ability, or it's going to be a buff. And that can only, that buff can only be used by each specific form. So basically when you go into Super Saiyan God, your technique slot, whatever it is in your base form, becomes Godbind. And Godbind is overpowered. It's a mini ultimate. These abilities are basically going to be like mini ultimates, the ones that are skills at least. Which is crazy. Sounds like a lot of fun, honestly. And the buffs that they're going to give could be like really, really strong for all we know, right? Like, just talking about it, like, this is definitely one of the most exciting parts about the path update. Really, it really is. So the next question is a new UI coming? They're looking into it, but it would be hard to do, is what they said. It'd be kind of hard to code. Form Mastery is getting an overhaul, which is gonna allow you to be in unmastered forms for longer. So the way they described it, basically, do I have any unmastered forms? No, I don't. But basically, think of it like this, right? This transformation bar, when it's unmastered, like, when you punch something, especially at a higher level form like Super Saiyan 3, when you punch something, like, 3 punches go by, and it's gone. You use, like, High Speed Rush or a skill that does a lot of hits, it's gone, instantly, it's gone. And basically, they're making it so that way you're able to stay in an unmastered form for much, much longer. And that in itself is going to make it extremely easier to master forms, because mastering forms in itself doesn't take too long. However, having to drop out of the form and go back into it over and over again, that takes a while because of the cooldown. So it's honestly, that is a great update. That is one of the more exciting updates to me as someone who plays through the game so much. Now, I might be playing through the game less when this is done, because I'll have all my slots done, which is kind of sad to think about. But, I mean, it'll help new players, right? Which is the number one, right? Number one, the goal, right? So, anyway, moving on. Someone asked, is there a change to the Dragon Ball mechanics? I think I started this riot. I think I asked the question, and then a lot of people asked about it too. They are planning on making it easier, slightly, to, like, keep the grind a real thing. Like, maintain the grind, but make it easier. Which, I think that's good. Like, anything to make it easier. Please. Like, literally anything to make it easier. I beg. It's terrible. Literally no one likes it. No one likes it. So, just any small thing is amazing. What are we getting after paths? Someone asked, like, basically, like, events like Christmas or crossover events, stuff like that. And then the instant idea after paths will be limit breaking, and then after that, it's mostly adding new mechanics, sagas, more paths, more stages to paths, you know, stuff like that. How are they handling the 2 different Super Saiyan 4s? Let me see. I lost it, chat. I lost it. Oh, here it is. Basically, it's just skins of each other. So different body types equals which Super Saiyan 4 you have. So, it seems like Daima is more so the skin. So if you have body type number 4, you'll get a unique cutscene and animation for Daima Super Saiyan 4, which does confirm, by the way, that the GT one is getting its own animation, which is good. And then for females, it's body type 3. So if you're body type 4 for male, body type 3 for female, you're getting Daima. Every other body type, you're getting GT. And do not reset your characters yet. They are going to give out a code for a free character redesign, so that way you can choose which Super Saiyan 4 you want. So, please don't waste your Robux or Wish on that. And then someone asked what happens when this is actually Sunny the Boss asked us. What happens when a Daima Super Saiyan 4 fuses with a GT Super Saiyan 4? Apparently they made a special look for it, which is cool. So excited to see that. For obtainment methods on paths, is it more gameplay related or lore accurate? They try to take inspiration from the lore, but it has to be gameplay oriented too, they said. So like basically, they're trying to make it like the show, but they also have, like, it's a video game. They have to balance it around it being a video game as well. So, are you going to have to do something special to obtain the next form in your path, such as God to Blue? It'll mostly be a level thing, they said. So, some of them will require something special, but they're more worried about making the obtainment method for the path itself unique, as opposed to each form in the path. So most of them will be level oriented, but some of them will be unique, apparently. How long are the passives for path forms? Like, literally, how long are they written for? Like, are they just a simple one sentence, or are they a paragraph? They're not quite so simple, like a base stat buff or something. And they're pretty descriptive and unique, is what they said. And we got one. We got one, finally. So I'll go over that near the end. And I'll make a whole video talking about it more. When the black market is out, what items will we get? And why would you want to go to the black market? Someone asked. And the answer is basically, so there have been limited items dropping in this game for years that you can't get anymore. And pretty much the black market is a chance to reobtain them. So moves, I suppose, or clothing that was added, like there was like a Naruto clothing that got added, or maybe Black Flash, the skill, people missed out on it. In Hollow Purple, stuff like that. You'll be able to actually obtain it. Excuse me. Are we getting Demon Sneak soon? And they said yes, they're gonna drop a Demon Sneak soon. That's good. Is stuff in Heroes, such as Super Saiyan 3 Rose, planned? And they said yes, some stuff from Heroes is planned. So we'll see what happens. What is your favorite part about the update? Speaking to Gray. And the Gray said the abilities of the paths. So that's very exciting. That you can already tell, like, the path abilities are going to be insane. Are there secret paths? Not necessarily, but all the paths are basically secret paths, because there's going to be multiple steps to a lot of the paths, and they won't help us. So we have to figure it out, which kind of makes them all secret paths. The Tuffle Legend form is getting revamped. That's one of my favorite forms of the game, so I hope they do it justice, because I already really like it. So I hope they don't make it worse. I really hope I like it. Are they adding full power Frieza, the form? And they said yes, 100% power for the Frieza race is coming. Which is weird, because I don't think that's a path form. They didn't say that was a path form, and they specifically didn't answer questions about, hey, is this race getting a new, like, is this race getting this path? Like, what race is getting what path? They specifically did not answer those questions. So no, I don't think 100% full power is a path. I think someone in my chat said this, and I think it was a great idea. And I think it's like, this is like basically like, this has to be it. When you go into a form and your power-up changes, I think the power-up, the quote-unquote active skill, the quote-unquote technique for final form freezes will be 100% full power. And it'll buff you, it'll change your appearance, you know? And if that is true, just think about what else they could do. Like, I'm thinking Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, right? Like, that would be sick. Like, Blue having its own Kaioken. Like, what else could they do, right? Like, comment below what you guys... Maybe they add Super Vegeta with that, right? Like, that would be insane. Because it's kind of a similar idea, right? Getting buff and transforming. Will there be new races after the path update? Not anytime soon, but they have some races they're considering adding. So that's exciting. You know, hopefully Cerulean. That's my race that I want to get added, Cerulean, because it just makes the most sense, right? And I have 1 minute before my time chamber runs out, so I'm going to get through this last line in a minute, hopefully. And then just so you guys know, I will make another video going more in depth, because this is the most exciting part. The Primal Path passive was confirmed. It is called Combat Ready. So what it is 1% temporary damage boost to all damage per kill. So every time you get a kill, you get a 1% damage boost to all your damage types. And it stacks to 40%. If you die, it resets. It goes down by 1% every minute. And while you're in combat, every 30 seconds, an additional 2% gets added to your damage that caps to 20%. And for Hybrid Saiyans, it's weaker. That's all they said. If for a Hybrid Saiyan Super Saiyan 4, it's slightly weaker. So what that means basically is the more kills you get, the more damage you're stacking. And the longer that you're in combat, like if I hit this guy very quickly, you see it says in combat. Every 30 seconds I'm in that, basically is, whatchamacallit. More buffs. That's the word. And that is insane. So that is a, in total, 60% boost. Keep in mind, when you're in red, your damage doubles. That's 100%. So, you're getting a 60% boost. On top, when you're in red, your damage is doubled. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. We get it now. We get it now. Insane. Path passives are insane, and that doesn't even include any active skills they might have, or techniques they might have with their forms. Incredible, man. Like, that is crazy. That's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. That's all the information that I gathered from the Q&A. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm so excited. This is an insanely good Q&A. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you're excited for. Let me know what ideas you guys have, what you're making of some of this stuff that we got confirmed to. Sorry for the long video, but of course there was so much information. It was an hour-plus long Q&A, right? So had to go over all of it for you guys. And yeah, have a great rest of your day, guys.